Hello, one and all, I'm GrimpaulCheese, and welcome back to Dark Souls. So, when we left off, we were staring at his ever so shiny figure that stand towering before everything else in his ever so lovely thin, thick armor. When I mean thin, I mean just look at that waistline. It's absolutely thin as hell. A nice hourglass shape, I must say so myself. But he's wielding a massive weapon. I don't know what it is, it looks like an axe to me, because you can kind of see the blade protruding ever so slightly. But either way, we're not going to fight that guy. Now off screen, I did a few things. When I mean a few things, I went back and went to the bonfire after I started testing a few things to see what I was really truly missing before I go fight this ever so lovely shiny figure. Now, I managed to pick up a sniper crossbow, to be more exact. Now, the crossbow itself happens to be an amazing thing. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I mean, just look at this. Look at this crossbow. Doesn't this look remarkable? Let's go into sunlight for a moment. Oh, it's also I killed this person. Well, yeah, he had a totally nice shot. Oh, that was nice. But look at this. Look how fancy it is. It's all like golden trimmed. It's got a nice golden pattern on it. It's got its own little scope. Now, the sniper crossbow itself happens to be a very unique crossbow because it has a massive amount of range, but it requires more dexterity than the heavy crossbow if we go up. There we go, those are the stat equivalents. It requires 6 more strength and 8 more dexterity. That's quite a bit more, actually. How to damage this? This is a bit better damage, but this has got a lot more range to the shot. So it's actually kind of good, actually. Now, the large crossbow of large distance, used by carrying snipers, often with sniper bolts. But while using crossbows are normally easy to use, sniper crossbows require dexterity. I can only imagine using dexterity because you actually have to angle it properly to actually use the scope on it. That's my personal opinion anyway. But either way, it looks beautiful. But we're not going to be using it because, as we saw before, I'm absolutely horrible with any type of range weapon, let alone if it's actually auto-aimed for me. So, with this in tow, what we're going to do in particular is go across that bridge. That bridge right there, which I probably showed you in a nice, well, offcut. I guess it's an offcut. But either way, that's where we want to go. Oh, that Black Knight respawns. I actually never noticed that. Oh. I guess I'm going to kill him because I want his lovely, lovely shard. Now, right about now, we don't have to worry about that ever so rustic figure in all the way up there with his giant balls of fiery hell. What I mean by that, he was just constantly pummeling us with fire like I'm doing this guy with a massive amount of blows of damage. Oh, you put your shield up. No, you don't. No healing. Bad. No. Look. You do not heal. It's not chivalrous, okay? For that, I'm playing with your body. Sadly, I can't pick up the body and just throw it off the edge. That would be amazing. But sadly, this is not Hitman nor Splinter Cell. This is Dark Souls. So, what we want to do is attempt to jump off that little edge right here. Now, I'm going to quickly examine it, because I need to see what would be the best approach. Because you can see that's a massive gap, and any gap would take me to that body where I found that sniper crossbow. I apologize, I didn't actually include that in the video itself. It was a bit of testing and I actually pressed enter. I think that's the best way to put it. So, I'm just going to try and do a run and jump. Luckily, I've got a number of Escort flasks, so if I miss horribly, well, nothing bad is going to happen from it. So, let's just try this. Okay. So, let's be a bit closer, and then... Okay. Aha! I managed to make it. So, the only way you can do it is just by jumping on that very corner right there, onto this corner. And if you're lucky, you make it across. Now, I bet you're wondering, what's the whole thing about me wanting to get across here anyway? Well, you see, there's 2 wonderful things that lurk right about here. Now, I need to find my poncho. There's my poncho. And now, where are my lovely, lovely gloves? A widow for the time being, and these. Why not? So there we go. So in here happens to be this guy. Now, you may recognize his armor. This is exactly what the giant Black Knights are wearing. But this guy seems, well, kind of friendly, mainly because he hasn't attacked me, and he actually has smooth skin. So let's just show some civil, well, honor, and let's talk to this lovely, lovely knight that's actually towering above us.
Ah, what? What? Who are you? Ah, another undead, eh? I took my son's fortress alone, but I'm no different from those vile creatures. I was driven by conceit, Ah, you think we're different? That you can handle it? Yes, I remember that feeling. For I was the same. So, let me help you out. With your soul searching.
Oh, very well. So tell me about yourself. You seem to be here, floating on the wood, because everyone's like, never get the right position. Look, he's not on the wood, he's actually floating. So it's obviously some kind of magician. So tell me about yourself. Ever so shiny black warrior of you.
There's nothing more to say. I'm finished. We're both on the brink, you see. End of story. You bloody fool.
Of course, of course. Got anything else to say, or is it just the same old stuff?
Let me give you a nibble of advice. Don't even consider visiting Anor Londo. Not in your state. For a century they've tried and failed. The Night King Rendell, Black Iron Tarkus, and even Logan himself. You won't stand a chance, you'll be eaten alive. But go along if you wish. If only to deepen your despair.
So this person's actually quite ancient. Because he says for the last century, people have tried wandering past this place into Anor Londo. So, I can't even fathom how long this person's been here and how he hasn't actually gone hollow yet. That's actually rather amazing. But either way, this person's unique. Why? He sells black fire bombs. As we proved in the past, they're wonderful things. Now, this is really the first merchant that will sell them. I believe he's the only merchant that will sell them. He also sells green titanite and large titanite. Now, I just want to compare prices compared to the original blacksmith of the original titanite. Now, look how much the large titanite costs. That's insane. 4,000 for one piece. That's stupid. But either way, this guy sells what the enemies would be dropping all the way from here. You got the border shield, something I was talking about earlier before I went into Sen's Fortress. The shield of the Knights of an ancient kingdom of Border. Trait for improved stability, Borders was the home of the Night King Rendell, but the kingdom was reduced to ruins after the widespread outbreak of undead. So the shield itself is actually pretty decent. 63 stability. It's really, really good. Its resistances are okay. Not the best, mind you. But it's a really good shield if you can get it from one of his knights. You can get it here for 4,000 souls. Now, this is the only place where you can get a tower shield. Tower shields are exactly the ones those giant black knights are using. They're really gargantuan ones. Now, this in itself is the first great shield we've come across. A metal great shield, used by Knight Bowenkeen. I have no idea. Bowenike? I was going to say Bowenike from now on. Known for his heavy armor, this thick plate of iron is heavily defensive but ultra heavy. Great shields are stable and deflect attacks, however one cannot parry instead of bash with the shield. Now we got a great shield ourselves, but this one is a tower shield. Majority of the shields look like this. No great shield really is a giant circle like the one we've got, but unlike what we have, this one has a high amount of fire defense. We have a lot of magic defense of ours. The weight is a little bit, well, less than ours, but the stability is not as good, I don't believe. I don't think so anyway. What else are you trading? Anything else? No, those are the only weapons he's selling. The greatsword is alright. It's a bit like a Zweihander. We haven't come across a Zweihander yet, but if you don't have a Zweihander and you don't want to use a Zweihander, this is a great sword for you. That wasn't actually a pun, either. That was me just talking. So, you also have bolts. He actually sells sniper bolts. 250 per bolt. That's a lot of money. What do sniper bolts actually say about this? Red feather bolts used with a sniper crossbow. The long range made them effective for sniping. Oh, okay. Ah, here we go. We got the Onion Knight stuff. If we want to become fat, here we go. And this is awfully expensive. So let's just have a read of these. So all of these have the same description. Let's just read the helmet from now on. Distinct shape helmet worn by the Knights of Katarina. Outside Katarina is often ridiculed with its onion-like shape, infuriating the proud knight, but masterfully forged. Curved design makes it effective for parrying. Does it? I wouldn't think it would, but yeah. The armor itself is amazing for its weight. I mean, just look at its weight compared to his armor. The armor is basically doubled in our actual robe itself, which is kind of weird, really. You would think the amount of layers of armor on this giant, robust, bulging plates coming out the sides would give you a lot of protection. Apparently it doesn't, because the armor gives you is merely 57 rather than like 60-70, because our poncho gives us about 20-30, I believe, something between there. So, it's not that impressive, mind you, but the real reason you want it is I think it's the fire resistance, I believe. I don't know. I've never really bought this armor, you see. I bought it once, but either way, we can actually buy the black armor. The black armor is Wheelbarrow's giant with the giant tower shield and the mace. He sells it. Now, this is, mind you, less good than the Katarina armor, but actually, it's just cheaper, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than the actual Katarina armor. Now, if we read this, Armor of the Knights of Bellanike, known for their heavy armament and armor. Countless knights of alike, once extolled as the mightiest of the mighty, became undead and ventured to Lord One, but their journey was for naught, as they went hollow and became a threat to undead. I can imagine, the mighty of the mighty, and surprised there's not more left. And here's the border armor. Now, the border armor is very, very bad armor. It's just, if you got this, actually, you can get their cape. I'm sorry, but it's an immediate buy. I'm sorry. It's an impulse I had. But anyway, oh sorry, I want to look at the armor. One second, let me look at it a bit more. So, armor worn by the Knights of the ancient Kingdom of Border. It's made from thick iron plates. Border was the homeland of the Night King Reginald. Or Reginald. Wendell. There we go, that's the word. I got it eventually. But it came to ruin after a great many undead were spawned. So, all the armor once again says the same thing. He sells 2 rings. He sells a spell stone plate ring, bonus against the magic, and he got a thunder stone plate ring, which it is defensive against, well, lightning. Obscenely expensive. I would never buy it myself, mind you, but if you want that extra piece of resistance compared to any of these, I mean, you know, some resistance is better than no resistance, right? So if you want to spend the obscene amount of money to get that, then feel free. I'm not going to stop you. In fact, I should never stop how your playthrough will go whenever you play this game, if you still want to play this game. Or if you're actually interested in playing this game. One way or another, you know. But either way, that is that. Now, I'm gonna...
Nothing at all?
No!
Fine then. Rush in like a naked babe and be skinned alive.
Wow. I bought something for you. I brought that flappy cape. Ooh, I'm actually interested. All this time I've been telling myself, aww, the cape's been chopped off. That's a shame. I got really excited then. Because in the picture, it actually has a cape on it. Look! But wearing it, it doesn't. Hey, I want a refund. Can I have a refund?
Oh yes, it's you. What is it? Still something you need, eh? Anything at all?
I want a refund. No, there's no refunds.
So you're that good? Don't need a thing? It won't be long before you're begging for mercy.
Wow. You're a very pessimistic guy, aren't you? You know, you may be able to float, you may not have a cape, but hey, at least I wanted one. Unlike you. I'm wearing a poncho now. I feel ripped off. I don't like this guy anymore. But there's another reason why we jumped across here rather than trying to buy a cape from that guy. We want to go all the way down here. Now, down here happens to be one of the last snake men we'll come across, as well as being a large set of stairs. I bet wondering what on earth would be down here. It's very dramatic. Is it a gargantuan-sized snake man? Is it a snake man with 7 heads and 8 arms? No, no. It's just a normal gold one. It has 4 arms, mind you. But it could be worse, right? It could be, like, as I said, like, a number of heads and 8 arms. Could you imagine if this thing had, well, let's count about it. It's 4 arms, so it'd have to have 6 swords. It'd be awful. Could you imagine the damage it would do? It'd probably kill you instantly. But either way, we came all the way here for one thing. What's on his corpse? The cage key. Now, for those unaware, we came across Big Hat Logan. He was a nice jolly man, very intelligent, and a master at the sorceries. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one thing. We're gonna go unlock that cage. So, before I do that, let's have a look at the cage key before I use it up. So, cage key. Key to the hanging cages in Sand Fortress. If a hapless adventurer becomes fatigued during the imprudent attempt to overcome the fortress, the 7 man will not kill him, but lock him up in a lonely cage. Eventually, unless they have forgotten, they drag the victim off to who knows where. Now, in this case, he was locked behind a giant wall, which they probably paved over instantly. Now, with that over and done with, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go all the way back to Logan. I'm not gonna record that bit, but either way, I will see you there. So I made my way all the way back down here. I managed to smash open the wall with one of those lovely boulders, and here we are. Right here, we get to fight this snake man. After long last, after his nap, his crushed body from the giant boulder, we finally get to fight him, mono a mono. Did you enjoy your sleep? Because here's a permanent one for you. Ooh, what'd you drop? A man-serpent greatsword. Man-serpent. It's snake-shaped, yet man-shaped. I absolutely butchered that, but oh well. So this sword in particular is not too good, but there's only one reason why you would ever want it, and it's because of the massive amount of strength scaling it has. It's a nice sword. The single-bladed, blood-stained greatsword is a great choice for the slithering serpent men of St. Fortress, an ordinary human with great difficulty swinging his heavy beast effectively. How it's actually lighter than this sword itself, actually by 8 weights, but its amount of damage is much less than anything else we actually have. Compared to the Black Knight greatsword, or let alone the normal sword, it's actually kind of rubbish. But either way, let's have a look at it. Now, it's not as big as how they wield it, but it looks a bit like the actual cleaver we had, well, we picked up from that Mildred lady. But either way, we won't equip it. It's just a nice, well, memento from the fortress, so to say. So what we will do is our trouserless self will go over to this man, and we shall talk to him. Now, Alberto, before I do so, there's something I'd like to note. You can actually unlock this cage without getting the cage key. It involves you having the starter item called the Master Key. A key that unlocks all basic locks. But nevertheless, let's talk to this person, shall we?
Oh, heavens. Thank you. I'm saved, and I'll have to resume my travels. But I must log a few things first, and I will do you a favor. I will return to Farling Shrine. Speak with me there, so that I may impart my sorcery. Oh, hello. Don't mind me. Go on ahead. I'll be along later. Whoa, I'll be just fine, young man.
So we saved Big Hat Logan. Him himself, as you can tell from his giant hat, which I would actually kill him right now, right here, if I had a chance of getting, is actually a very old man. Very rare circumstance when coming across the undead. But either way, he's the most powerful sorcerer in this game. And he's not one that you really want to piss off. So either way, what we're going to do is unlock this cage right here. Let's see what wonders we get. Soul of a Hero. Now that will give us, I believe, 20,000 souls. I believe it's around that amount. But either way, we'll bid you adieu, Big Hat Logan. I don't think I have a bow. I can only point down and point forwards. Let's point at you. Goodbye, you. Yes. So, we'll see him later. So, the main thing that we want to do right now is traveling all the way back is stupid. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use one of my most rarest items I actually have, because I don't actually have many of them. I don't know where one of them went. I think I might have used it in the swamp. I don't know. I have no idea, but either way, I'm going to use this. Now by using this, I'm all the way back here. So I don't have to go through all those amazingly awful traps. So now I can fight the giant mono a mono. Giant man versus tiny man. Who will win? Most likely giant man. Now, if I wanted to, I could summon Black Iron Tarkus, I believe his name is. I could, but the real thing is do I really want to right about now? I mean, he is an amazing fighter. After all, he's Black Knight Tarkus, a legendary hero. A man who wears nothing but the blackest of armor, stained from his many fights against fiery creatures, I can only guess. But I won't. For the main reason of, I want to try just doing it, Mr. Pibbles versus the Iron Giant. That is what the boss is actually called. And we reached there, nobody spotted a name. You can only wonder what else I'm going to say about it. Now, a few things about the boss himself is he's a very interesting boss. Very big, very nasty and very damaging. What I mean by that, he obviously is a giant, so made of iron, and he absolutely will hurt you. As you can see, he's wielding a giant axe. You know, you, right there, you need to stop what you're doing. It's not nice. Stop it. Look, I would have more oh, he dropped a tiny shard. Wow. A nice place to get tiny shards, I guess. But you, if you had a sniper crossbow, I would respect you more, but you don't. So now go fall down there. He's now... Oh god, his body just disappeared. Dear god. But either way, what we're going to do with now the giant up there gone, we've spoken to everyone, we've done everything in this fortress other than take out the Titanite demons, which we'll do at a later date. We have done everything, so we must go and fight this iron giant. So here's the Iron Giant, or in other words, Iron Golem. Unique thing about him, he can actually do a blow that echoes throughout time and space. Now, if you ask me, what is the weakness of his giant, I'm only going to say his legs. He takes not much damage, mind you, but that is not the fact. Oh god, I didn't mean to get grabbed, and ow! Okay, that hurts. So this thing is massive. Absolutely gargantuan. There's only one thing we can do, and that's to drink as much alcohol as we can. Now, what you really want to do during this boss fight is not fall off the ledge like that.